When it comes to past lives, people always want solid evidence. So if you want evidence of reincarnation, what would you accept as evidence? Would it be evidence that would hold up in a court of law? If so, how does the case for reincarnation stack up given the current standards of legal evidence? Here is how. First, please accept these free gifts from healpastlives.com. Subscribe to our free eZine about karma and reincarnation. Our free eZine, Karmic Insights, is delivered to your email box from Monday through Friday. This list is opt-in only, and you can unsubscribe at any time. We will never share, rent, or sell your email address to anyone. Download our free ebook about transcending your karma. This ebook is The Science of Being Great from best-selling author Wallace Wattles, author of The Science of Getting Rich. Download our free eCourse about karma and reincarnation. This eCourse is an ebook form, and it is Clear Your Karma in 21 days. It can help you to be happier, healthier, and wealthier, all for free. Evidence that would hold up in a court of law includes physical evidence, documentary evidence, and testimonial evidence. Physical evidence consists of physical objects intended to prove a fact at issue. This kind of evidence consists of objects that were involved or actually played a part in the case or incident in question. These objects include artifacts recovered from being buried in the earth. Documentary evidence consists of writings on paper, such as contracts, wills, letters, invoices, maps, architectural plans, depositions, excerpts from law books, manuscripts, and so on, which corroborate evidence derived from eyewitness testimony or supported by physical objects. Testimonial evidence consists of statements or declarations of fact, oral or written, obtained from witnesses taking an oath under penalty of perjury. Our witness testimony comes from those who were involved or actually played a part in the case or incident in question. The best evidence supporting the case for reincarnation comes from the classic cases of the 20th century, which have the following things in common. All these cases rely on the individual's testimony about their past life experiences. These cases were chosen because their testimony is backed up by physical artifacts and documents which support and verify the detail of their past life recall. All of these cases are very well researched by multiple investigators, some of whom applied scientific research methods to verify the details of the individual's past life recall. All these cases are full of obscure historical details that were known to only a handful of research scholars. The majority of these details were never released to the public. Some details could only be verified by discoveries made after the past life recall. All of these cases are accepted by the significant authorities in the field of reincarnation as being genuine. And now, the case for reincarnation. The classic case that first attracted worldwide attention was the case of Shanti Devi. Gandhi was so impressed by her story that he created a commission in 1936 to investigate her reincarnation claim. The commission's report concluded that Shanti Devi was in fact the reincarnation of Lugdi Devi. Several investigations afterwards also came to the same conclusion. Here are the facts of her case. When Shanti Devi was 4 years old, she told her parents her real home was in Mathura and not in Delhi where they lived. She explained that it was where her merchant husband Kedar Nath lived. Upon investigation, a Kedar Nath was located in Mathura. Just as Shanti had claimed, Nath had lost a wife, Lugdi Devi, 9 years earlier, 10 days after having given birth to a son. Shanti had used words from the Mathura dialect. More importantly, when Kedar Nath traveled to Delhi, pretending to be his brother, she immediately recognized Nath as being Lugdi Devi's husband. She also correctly identified Lugdi Devi's son. She knew intimate details of Kedar Nath's life with his wife. When Shanti Devi traveled to Mathura, she recognized several family members, including the grandfather of Lugdi Devi. She also accurately recounted Lugdi's deathbed scene, including promises Nath had made. All these little-known details, corroborated by eyewitnesses, caused Gandhi's official investigative commission, as well as famed reincarnation researcher Ian Stevenson, to endorse Shanti Devi's reincarnation claim. This classic case was documented by hypnotherapist Peter Ramster in his television documentary on reincarnation. This documentary was unscripted, and it followed Helen Pickering's discovery of the reality of her past life recall. Australian Helen Pickering visited Aberdeen College of Medicine in Scotland to prove her memories of her recent past life as James Archibald Burns, who had been a teacher there. She insisted that during Burns' lifetime there had been a door in the college building where there was now a wall as well as a staircase now missing but visible on the original architectural plans. Local historian David Gordon found the staircase in the original plans, but he could not find the door given the existing documentation. After her visit, additional plans of the college were located, and sure enough, Pickering through Burns had been right about that missing door after all. This classic case was documented by hypnotherapist Peter Ramster in his television documentary on reincarnation. This documentary was unscripted, and it followed Gwen McDonald's discovery of the reality of her past life recall. Australian Gwen McDonald visited Somerset, England, and knew her way around perfectly, even though she had not been outside Australia. She located a waterfall in a place where stepping stones had been. Locals confirmed that the stones were removed 40 years earlier. She pointed out an intersection where there had been 5 houses. Locals confirmed that they had been torn down 30 years earlier. She knew the correct name of villages they were 200 years ago, even though they do not exist on modern maps or their names were changed. She went directly to the house and uncovered under the existing floor a special stone that she had drawn during her regressions while still in Australia. This classic case was documented in detail by Jenny Cockell in her book Yesterday's Children, and was also researched by reporters for newspapers, magazines, and television. When the children of Mary Sutton met her reincarnation, Jenny Cockell once declared, "I can see my mother in her eyes." For many years, Jenny Cockell from Northamptonshire, England, was haunted by the knowledge that she had been Irish Mary Sutton, who died 21 years before Jenny was born. When Mary died, she left several very young children in a very unstable home with her abusive alcoholic husband. Her dreams, memories, and love for these past life children prompted her to search through maps and local communities in Ireland to find them. When she located the village of Malahide, where Mary had lived, Jenny arranged reunions with her now elderly children. Jenny was able to accurately recall many incidents from the childhood of Mary's eldest son, which he verified and which no one else could have known about. This classic case was documented in detail by Arthur Girdham in his book Cathars and Reincarnation. It was later confirmed by detailed research in historical archives in France. English psychiatrist Arthur Girdham was a confirmed skeptic on reincarnation when he took on Mrs. Smith as a patient. She had a recurring nightmare of being burnt alive. Although she had no previous knowledge of French medieval history, her dreams of life in Toulouse among the Cathars, a heretical Christian sect, proved to be, quote, remarkably accurate, end quote, after years of painstaking research. Her description of a church in which religious prisoners were held was confirmed by period documents. In 1944, Mrs. Smith recorded word for word songs which were only discovered in the Languedoc archives in 1967. She produced correct drawings of period French coins, dress, jewelry, and layout of buildings. She also documented precise details of Cathar rituals as well as family and social relationships later confirmed by records kept by the Inquisition. This classic case was documented in detail by Jeffrey Keene in his book Someone Else's Yesterday, and was also researched by reporters for newspapers, magazines, and television. While at Appomattox Courthouse, Jeffrey Keene, photograph on the left, correctly identified that the flag in the painting of the surrender of the Army of Northern Virginia was not the right one based upon his knowledge as the reincarnation of Confederate General John Brown Gordon, photo on the right. Notice the close resemblance between them. The flag in the picture was the 3rd National Confederate flag, the official flag at the time of surrender, the flag depicted on the top, but it had not been issued to the troops in the field yet, who were familiar with the flag depicted on the bottom. This classic case was documented in detail by Harry Martindale and the historians at York Minster Cathedral in England, as well as being researched by reporters for newspapers, magazines, and television. In 1953, Harry Martindale saw a column of Roman soldiers marching through the basement of York Minster Cathedral. Since what Martindale saw about the soldiers' uniforms did not accord with the historical knowledge at the time, his account was dismissed. In the 1960s, excavations confirmed every last detail of Martindale's vision, right down to what the Roman soldiers were wearing that at first had seemed directly contrary to historical fact. So, how do these classic cases stack up, evidence-wise? In Shanti Devi's case, there is the physical evidence of unearthed artifacts. There is also the testimonial evidence from living former family members supporting her reincarnation claim. In Helen Pickering's case, there is the documentary evidence of architects' blueprints, as well as college and municipal records. There is also the testimonial evidence from local historians. In Gwen McDonald's case, there is the documentary evidence of period maps and government documents. There is also the testimonial evidence from local historians. In Jenny Cockell's case, there is the documentary evidence of period maps and photographs. There is also the testimonial evidence from living former family members supporting her reincarnation claim. In Kath R. Smith's case, there is the documentary evidence of period drawings, period song sheets, as well as records from the Inquisition. There is also the testimonial evidence from local historians. In Jeffrey Keene's case, there is the documentary evidence of the period flags. There is also the physical evidence of Keene's uncanny resemblance to his past life self, John Brown Gordon. In Harry Martindale's case, there is the physical evidence of excavation of artifacts after his testimony, which proved to match it exactly. There is also testimonial evidence from local historians. Yet only you can decide if this evidence proves the case of reincarnation to you. To subscribe to our free eZine about karma and reincarnation, click on the Karma News link. To download our free ebook on the science of being great, click on the Being Great link. To download our free eCourse on Clear Your Karma in 21 days, click on the Clear Karma link. If you're watching this video on the site, you will need to go to any interior page to click on the links. If you're watching this video on a service like YouTube, you can click on the links in the video. Thanks for watching. Please check out our other videos. Our most popular video, Heal Your Money Karma, contains a powerful mantra which can rewire your DNA to open your mind to attracting lavish money in abundance. Our video on Discover Your Past Lives is an introduction on how to discover the effects of past lives on your life now. Thanks for watching this video. Copyright 2000-2014, Ellen A. Mogensen, Pass Forward, 532 Old Martin Pike, Fun Life 248, Marlton, New Jersey, 08053 USA. Email to Ellen at healpastlives.com.